If you have ever wanted to know how to make ads for your business that not only work, but blow the competition out of the water, and you don't have time to read 10 books, consume hours of content, or spend money on guessing, then you've landed on the right video. Because today I'm going to be showing you my 4 C's framework that I personally have used to sometimes double, triple, or even quadruple my return on ads just by making a few simple tweaks. Now, this does work if you're starting out a new ad campaign or you want to modify an existing one and you don't need any experience to get started. The only thing I do recommend is having a smartphone so you can record videos in this framework. Now, we're going to get started, but to be sure to get the most value out of this video, I want you to stick through all the way till the end, and I promise it's going to be worth it. There's even going to be a bonus that's going to make this process even more extraordinary for your business just for sticking around. Now, before we dive into it, I want to establish 3 ground rules really fast so that you understand why your ads might not be working, or more importantly, how to make winning ads. So 3 things that we want to keep in mind when we're creating incredible ads for our business. And that starts with number 1, needs an offer. This is the single most important thing that I see missing from the majority of all business ads. If you do not have a clear offer, then there is no reason to run an ad, especially in the early stages. Now, later, if you're watching this video and you're doing, crazy millions of dollars, sure, build brand equity, talk about your stuff, just be soft-spoken and pretend that you're this luxury brand that everybody knows is a household name. Until you've reached that point, though, you need an offer. If you don't have an offer, formulate one now. It should be clear, direct, and tell the viewer exactly what they're going to get, how they're going to get it, how long it's going to take, whatever you encapsulate inside of your offer. Number 2, we are not wasting time. And this is a very important factor because attention is the new economy. Eyeballs are where it's at. And if you're not talking about your stuff, if you're not showing your stuff to enough people, that's where you're starting out first. By the very fact of you watching this video, you're probably interested in advertising your stuff. But the cherry on top is we are never wasting the viewer's time. Immediately, we want to get straight to the point. We want to be short. We want to be direct. We want to be simple. It should be so compelling and simple to understand that a 5th grader could understand it and actually understand why somebody might want it. And most importantly, this means not showing your logo inside of the ad. The logo is going to show somewhere else. This means getting straight to the point. So don't start with music for 10, 15 seconds. Get straight to the dialogue, straight to the thing you're talking about. And most importantly, if you are getting them to if you want them to take an action, we need to have something. And that transitions us into my 3rd point is we need clear steps. You may have heard the term CTA or call to action. To illustrate what this means, not only are we not wasting their time, we're making it easy and fast for them to take the next step. Because what we want to do is have something that is ideally trackable, measurable, and something that actually gives us a clear indication of, are we making money with this thing because we're a business? Doing this means I don't want to fill out your 3-page contact form. Doing this does not mean that I want to call you when I see your ad at 2 a.m. Doing this does not mean you're ambiguous about how to get started. You have to treat it simple, fast, and easy for them to understand. So let's recap. Need an offer, not wasting the viewer's time, and need clear steps. If we can move past those 3 criteria, then you can succeed in advertising. You don't need to be a master at any of this. But if you are struggling, be sure to do comment below as well and tell me what you're going through as a business owner so I can make content on it and also answer your questions. Now, first we want to start with number 1, the catch, or you might have heard the term hook. We have about 5 seconds to grab attention, to get attention. The reality is people's attention spans are diminishing. People are looking for faster and more instant gratification. They want results now. They want to click that buy button and have it show up to their house. They want to click that button and stream that video. Your ads are not exempt from this. 5 seconds to get attention. So what we want to do is to work on our catch or our hook. And when they're scrolling through their feed, they're thumbing through Facebook, they're thumbing through LinkedIn, they're flipping around in TikTok or whatever app they're using right now where your ads are going to be shown, 5 seconds to get attention. What I recommend doing is either one of three things. One, a call out. Two, contrast. And three, you can basically segue this into, or I would say, what I would say is almost I would say a trailer or like a pre-migration. We'll call it a trailer. So you know when you watch nowadays and they release a movie and they have the trailer before the trailer, you could think a little bit about that as your hook. It sounds a little wacky when you think about it that way, but it really is what you're doing. So number one, if you chain all these together, that's even better, but I would say at least one of these could be your hook. I like to do a call out. So say explicitly who you're going to navigate or who you're trying to direct in this ad. So you're basically extending your hand out to the viewer and saying, if you're this person, watch this video. So you might say something along the lines of, are you a Seattle homeowner? Are you a busy tech professional who's over 30? Are you a mom who's struggling? Something like that can be your call out within the first 5 seconds. That will get people's attention the easiest way, and this is kind of the play it safe method. Then you can transition into a contrast where then all of a sudden you're creating something that essentially gets them to hear more. So essentially, if you're going to say a call out where you're like, are you a busy tech professional? What you don't know about your fitness may be hurting your well-being. Are you a busy mom? What you don't know about this busy mom thing might be affecting this other thing. And then you can transition into your mini trailer. So you might say like, are you a manufacturer in Orange County? What you don't know about your operations is causing you to lose 10K a month. If you're interested in solving it, you're going to want to hear this. Are you a tech professional who just launched their first app? You're still struggling to get users even though your competition is. Here's a preview of how you can solve that for good. Condense this down. These are very wordy ones. I would boil them down into a 5-second block of time. That is the scroll stopper, as they call it. So our goal, again, not wasting the viewer's time. At this stage, this is the number one thing we're doing for our first catch. We don't want to waste their time. We want to say this is made for you. This is a little bit about why it's important for you. This is a little bit about what to expect in the future. So start your ads this way. And it sounds like, oh man, I'm this brand, I have all these things and I want to control the narrative and I want to pretend to be huge. It doesn't matter. Even the big companies use hooks. If I were to, for instance, try and sell Slack or Teams, if you're familiar with those, and I were to say like, okay, download the number one used tool that companies use to communicate. How many people know what Slack and Teams are watching this as an example? You might not know what those are, but even the people who do are still not going to see the value. So I would say if you're a project manager and you're struggling to get your employees to deliver on time, this is a faster and easier way to reduce that by 50%. So are you a project manager? Your employees aren't delivering on time. Here's how you can reduce the time to deliver a project by 50%. Introducing Slack or Teams. And then I would go into my connect phase. Now your connect, the easiest way to think about this is you're selling pain. So at the end of the day, so many business owners do miss the mark on this, and that's okay. But pain is 2 to 3 times greater of a motivator than anything else. If your ad says, look how good we are, look how great our product is, look how amazing my team is, that will not do as much if you have pain as the motivator. If you had to compare selling pain versus selling a positive outcome, pain wins almost 90% of the time. And it's not what you want to hear because sometimes people are like, I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to punch people down. You're not doing that. At this point, think about pain in the context of empathy. So we only have a few seconds to also get them to be understood. So right now we are understanding and guiding. So the whole point of connecting is for us to be like, I get you. I get what you're going through. Don't you hate it when this don't you just hate it when that? Don't you disagree with this? Don't you disagree with that? Your goal is to create an understanding of three things: active pain, bad future, and what I like to call my bridge statement. So the idea is this. Let's say that I am calling these people out. So I've given them 5 to 10 seconds. I'd say max 10 seconds in my catch or my hook. I'm not wasting their time. They know it's for them. And now at this point, I'm connecting with them. I need to build relationships at scale, so I need to connect with them on a level that they understand. If you don't know your customer or client more than they know themselves, then this part will not be able to be executed. I would start there by understanding and addressing that pain within your product or service. But if you do understand what they're going through, let's talk about the active pain. So for instance, if I was to sell weight loss to somebody and my niche were, say, busy tech CEOs who work from home, well, I would say, hey, if you are a work from home tech employee, what you don't know about your fitness is going to take years off your life, or something like that in the hook. They'd be like, oh, tell me more. Then I transition into the connection of what that pain looks like. So what's the active pain that they're experiencing of being a work from home employee? They're sitting in an office chair and their back hurts all the time. Their joints ache. They feel like it's affecting their productivity. So I'm talking about this active pain. Then I can transition into the bad future, which is this might cost you your job performance. This might cost you your ability to lead a healthy, bountiful, and great life that you want to. What if there was an easier way to do this without having to go to the gym every day? So again, active pain, bad back, struggling, achy joints, active pain, bad future. This might cost you your job performance. This might get your boss yelling at you. This might prevent you. This is going to require you to take sick leave. Oh man, all that's going to stink. What if there was an easier way? Now that we've got them to understand how we're connecting their pain, we're understanding what they're going through, we're empathizing this. And again, we are also not wasting their time. So don't just make up pain points that you think matter. Actually go and talk to some of these people or do some basic research to identify what some of those pain points are, so that you actually are aligning with what your product or service can solve to what the market is actually going through. It might be at this point, and I see this a lot of the times, where somebody will basically tell me like, oh, Alexander, well, I'm an accountant and people need accountants and everybody needs accountants. A lot of people do not wake up and think to themselves, I need your thing. The reality is it's only about 1 to 5% of the market that will actually understand what it is you do, have money to invest in it, and are actively looking for somebody. The other 95% of people, pain. And if you want a better, a more clear-cut way to understand pain, there's only 3 universal things that humans go through: health, wealth, and relationships. Just pick one of these and double down on the strongest pain. So health, does it help me with my mental or physical well-being? Wealth, does it make me or save me money? Relationships, does it make my experience with myself or the outside world better? If you can align your product or service into one of these boxes, you're golden. And all you need to do is focus on this. Again, if you go back to my earlier videos, if you haven't, that's fine. We're not selling features. We're not selling things that only matter to us in our industry. We're selling outcomes, and outcomes are anchored in one of these 3 boxes. So to recap on why this matters and why this is so important, connect with them. Again, catch is all about how you hook their attention, how you get them, because they haven't heard of you, they don't know you, they're scrolling through, they're treating their social media feed like a slot machine. You only have a few seconds to grab that attention. So you need to transition that into the connection. The connection is where you start to build that relationship as fast as possible by understanding and empathizing with what they're going through. It shows that you've identified the pain in the market. It shows that you are likely somebody who understands how to solve that with subtle positioning. And most importantly, your bridge statement here is going to transition into the convince stage. This is the part where we start to open up our offer. Again, every single ad needs an offer. Or if you can repeat it with me through the actual video, every single ad needs an offer. If you don't have an offer, your ad won't do anything. So if you ask me why your ad isn't working and I look at it and there's no offer, that's probably the number one thing. So at this point, we're doing something for somebody. So at this point, what do I get? How do I get it? Well, actually, I'm going to move that later, but what do I get? Typically, how long? Typically, the transformation as well is the way I would think about this. So, there we go, better question mark. Okay, so at the convince stage, now we are basically talking about our core proposition, what we're trying to actually give them in return. And eventually, this is the point where you're starting to understand that, okay, they're trying to sell me something, but I still might be interested in what they're trying to sell. So this is the part where you kind of open that Pandora's box of, this is why I can help you navigate these rough waters. So again, the easiest way to think about this is, number one, what? Number two, if it's applicable, where? Number three, and this is where you would transition into this statement, I would say how, but I think a more accurate term that I have found is more effective is demystify. So, at this point, let's say I'm a busy tech CEO, and I've just watched your ad, you're selling me weight loss, you've understood the pain I'm going through. Well, tell me how I'm going to fix it. What do I get? Well, I'm going to come to you. We're going to do one-on-one workout sessions, nutritional plan. I'm going to give you a gear list. This workout routine is going to help you lose your weight without having to buy an expensive gym membership. We could do it over Zoom as well if you wish. So that's what I get. That's where I'm actually going to take place. And then demystify is typically where you'd start to open the door to breaking down all of these steps. Usually this comes as a byproduct of the what and where, but if people are still confused on what you're actually doing, then you can always add this, and I recommend doing so regardless because it starts to open up transparency. Meaning like if I said, okay, you're getting workout routines, you're doing all of this nutrition stuff, it's for home and work, it takes this amount of time, this is the part where you'd start to typically say, it typically takes 30 days, and then you can also even add another portion into here, which I would call social proof as well. I think this is very important. The reason I don't put this up front is because sometimes people watch these videos and they're just getting started with their business and they don't have proof of doing the thing yet. But these are typically not interchangeable. In fact, you can actually add these on top of one another if you really want to, be extra. But at the end of the day, demystify, tell them exactly how you're going to do the thing, not just what they're going to get and where they're going to get it, but also break it down. Step 1, you do this. Step 2, you're going to get that. Step 3, you're going to see the results. It's a little bit different than when we're going to actually do convert, but the idea here is you're breaking down the process involved. So the next thing is you can leverage social proof as well. And you can actually flip the order of this script here, but I do find it's very helpful if you have earned experiences, meaning somebody's bought your thing and they got a result, put that social proof in there. So if I were to say that busy tech CEO is going through the weight loss process, I'd probably say something like John Doe, who was struggling to go to LA Fitness all the time and he could never quite reach his fitness goals, but when he worked with me, he was able to lose 10 pounds and now he feels better than ever. That's the part where you can start to layer in some of these testimonials or some of these examples of you working with somebody. Demystify again. I recommend chaining these, but I also just want to play it safe. Some of you might not have proof of doing the thing. If you haven't done that yet, I recommend going to get case studies, go get reviews, go ask people, go interview the last person who bought your thing and say what they liked about it, what result they loved at the other end of it. If you're just starting out, you don't need it, but I recommend adding that in the future. Demystify is kind of the best of both worlds because it breaks down the process step by step. So to recap, I just want to also illustrate how this ad might be scripted is catch. Are you a tech CEO located in Seattle who's struggling to reach their fitness goals? What you don't know about how you're sitting in your chair could take years off your life. That's an interesting hook. Somebody would actually be like, I have a great office chair. Tell me more about it. Then we'd connect into the pain. Does your back hurt? Do you struggle to meet your fitness goals? Do you hate going to the gym? Do you wish that your joints didn't ache all the time? And suddenly you are going to have bad performance at your job. Your boss is going to yell at you. You're going to have to start taking sick leave. Well, there's a better way that doesn't require any of that. Introducing my Busy Tech CEO workout system. You're going to get you're going to lose 10 pounds in 30 days. You're going to get to there with a workout routine that I curate for you, a nutritional guide, a gear list. All of this happens. And the best part is you can do it over work. You can do it over Zoom. You can do it at home. It doesn't matter. And I've even done this process with John Doe, who's lost this amount of weight in this amount of time, and now he feels better than ever. That is an example of a very dense ad. And if you're starting to understand why the density matters, it's because these things make it a no-brainer to work with you. So many businesses want to skip this part and say, like, I just want to build brand equity. I just want to run ads that show how local and how friendly we are and how high-end we are. Guess what? Worse off ads perform better than prettier looking ads, especially when the worse off ads have a stronger offer. If you want to think about it and just summarize this whole thing, the more value your thing has, the less you actually need to do to make it, show worthy. Meaning if I had a pill that gave somebody six-pack abs overnight, I could film an ad on a flip phone. Problem is, a lot of the times when you build relationships at scale, meaning you're showing your stuff to multiple people and you're not doing it in person, especially on a social media platform, they don't know you, they don't trust you, and they certainly don't like you. So your goal is to get through that stage as fast as possible. Now to recap, convince. Why should I choose you? That's essentially the lesson for this pillar here. You're going to tell them what they're going to get. You're going to tell them where they're going to be able to get that thing, meaning if it's virtual, meaning if it's online, meaning if it's at your store, meaning if it's somewhere at an event, something. You're going to say where exactly that happens. You're going to demystify it, telling them exactly how the process breaks down in 3 to 5 easy steps, or just break it down so that it seems attainable. All you have to do is, and you don't even have to, statements like those. Then you're going to leverage social proof if you have it. Who's bought your thing before? What great outcome did they get? Demonstrate at least 1 or 2 of those if it's very small to fit in this ad. We're trying to aim for as long as this takes for somebody to get to your actionable step. So if that means you could do all this in 50 seconds, or it means it might take you 5 minutes, so be it. The data will tell you which one of those converts better. Now again, we have an offer. We're not wasting the viewer's time. Now we need clear steps. Convert, which is action. And the only thing you need to know is what happens next. That's it. What happens next? It sounds kind of simple when you put it that way, yet a lot of the times I see ads that have no call to action. There is no clear steps. There is nothing indicating what I'm supposed to actually do after I've seen this ad. So the most important thing is to make it easy, to make it fast, and trackable. Number 3 is very important because if you run an ad for your restaurant and you say, come on down, how many times will you figure out if that how many people who come in will you know as a direct result of your ad? You have to give something that is trackable, meaning that when you run, let's say, a radio ad, a video ad, it doesn't matter what medium, trackable. You want to give an offer code, you want to give a statement, you want to give a call out, you want something that you can measurably say, as a result of putting this much money into my ad, I got this many of that thing. If you don't have trackability, meaning they didn't book, they didn't fill out a form, they didn't add to cart, they didn't tell the promo code to somebody in your store, then you have no idea if your ad's actually returning money. It's basically guesswork. And that's not how we operate, because we're smart business owners and we want to know how far our money is actually going. It should be easy and it should be fast. Easy means I don't have to fill out 10 pages. Easy means I don't have to give you all of my information because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know when you're going to get back to me. Fast means that I should be able to do it respectively to the actual device in question. If you want to think about it this way, if I have to answer your ad on my desktop and I have to call you and then I have to get to a sales manager and then that sales manager has to check if I'm applicable for it, I'm not even going to do it. It's a waste of time. Just make the lowest barrier to entry so it's easy and fast. Your life will be so much easier. Imagine you're on the other end of the spectrum here and you're trying to sell your thing to yourself. Would you want to do a lot of work to support your business? Would you want to jump through hoops to give you money? Probably not. And this is such a simple tweak with a lot of technology that exists today. I mean, even bare minimum, if you're trying to sell something like a service, add online booking, put a calendar booking form. If you're trying to sell something where they buy it, put express payment, give me Apple Pay, don't make me go get my credit card. If you're doing something where it's a little more ambiguous, like they have to physically go somewhere and talk to somebody, then just give one easy step. Hey, when you come in store, mention this offer code and we'll know exactly how many people got the thing. So again, easy, fast, trackable. What happens next? This is commonly referred to as your CTA, or your call to action. So, to recap, now we need to convert. We need to tell them exactly what happens next and what to do. So if we wanted to run our ad through here again, we're selling weight loss to tech CEOs to illustrate this. Hey, are you a Seattle tech worker whose back hurts all the time? What you don't know about your chair could be taking years off your life. Don't you hate it when you're scrunched over like a shrimp, your joints ache, you feel tired all the time, and you struggle to get out of bed? Your boss is yelling at you because you're not as performative as you should be, and you're still having to take sick time just to get by. Wouldn't it be easier if there was a way that didn't require going to an expensive gym all the time, that respected that respected your busy schedule? Here's how it works. My Busy Tech CEO process is going to allow you to lose 10 pounds in 30 days. You can do it at home, office, gym, it doesn't matter. The process is as simple as just following the workouts, eating the right things on the nutrition guide, and making sure that you show up. I'll even send you weekly accountability texts to make sure you're on the right path. Just like Jerry here, who was struggling to meet his fitness goals, but ended up not only losing the weight, but is now on a path to improving his work productivity and has never felt sharper and better. And then last, you'd say, if you'd like to get started, you can actually click on the link below to instantly book a free consultation with me. We'll hop on a 30-minute Zoom call and I'll tell you what you're probably doing wrong with your fitness. You see how easy all of that was when I chain them together? And I know it sounds like a word salad, but at this point, word salads sell better. Don't overcomplicate it. And especially don't try and run an ad that pretends that you're in a household name. So, one lesson I would like you to take away from all of this, again, when you get your hook, when you identify their pain, when you incorporate your offer, and when you have your action, is at the end of the day, understand where your business is at within its growth cycle. And that will tell you where you need to advertise as well in your cycle. If you're watching this and you are a billion-dollar company, none of this matters. You're just building brand equity and looking for more shelf space. You can run ads on the subway, on TV, on Facebook. It doesn't matter. If you are under $1 billion, if you're under $1 million, if you're even under $500,000 at this point, this is your ticket to building successful ads. You're not building brand equity. The branding doesn't matter at this point. Nobody cares about your team. They only care about what you can do for them. And again, that might sound really harsh, but I'm going to challenge you to do this. Take your ads that you're currently running, or take the ad that you're thinking of running, put $25 a day into it on whatever platform you want, and then run the ad that follows this formula and put the exact same amount of money into it, let both run for 10 days, and I guarantee you that this one will likely have double, if not more, the engagement than the other one. I challenge you to do that. But I hope this made sense, and I hope it was valuable to you as well. I also promised a bonus just for sticking around. If you click on the link in the description, I do have a prompting guide that would allow you to formulate these scripts in bulk. You can use AI like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and I have these prompts that I've curated that all you have to do is literally fill in the blanks, Mad Lib style, and put that prompt into there, and it'll put out compelling scripts for your business. Follow them, film them on your phone, do whatever if you want to hire somebody else to do it as well. But I guarantee you, they will work and they will be highly engaging compared to your earlier ads or the ads you're thinking of running. And I'm pretty sure they're going to make you a lot more money. So if you like this video as well, I put out one once a week, so be sure to subscribe and make sure to comment below if you're going through any troubles with your business, any pain. It helps me identify what content I should be making that's most valuable to you. And more importantly, I can answer your questions so you don't have to guess. And if none of this is just landing for you, you can also click the link in the description or the pinned comment, and I will walk you through step by step on how to formulate advertising that wins for your businesses. Well, that's all I got for you today. Until then, I'll see you next time.